25, and you're listening to the While We Still Can podcast, where we talk about Missouri news, international news, national news, any kind of news we want to talk about, because it keeps us sane. How you doing, Tina? I'm Lisa, by the way.
20 hours.
Yeah.
Super fun.
This year's not
Alrighty.
even 21 hours old yet. So today we've had, just to recap some of the main major news, we had a guy perform an act of terrorism in New Orleans, and several people were killed. And then in Las Vegas, a Tesla Cybertruck blew up outside of a Trump Tower. And then in Virginia, some dude had a cache of improvised explosive devices in his house that tops the record stockpile ever found.
Please believe it or not, largest stockpile of over 150 homemade improvised explosive devices, and he was using pictures of President Joe Biden as target practice. Yeah.
So that's super stable, super normal.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just go over that a little bit.
Okay.
This shit is a little scary. This guy, and I'm getting this from CBS News, whether you consider that fake news or not, I don't know, but it seemed pretty objective. Federal prosecutors are seeking to keep the man Brad Spafford in custody after his December 17th arrest for allegedly possessing an unregistered short barrel rifle while executing a search warrant of his 20-acre farm in the county of Isle of Wight. Oh God, there's probably some weird shit going on there. Sorry if you're from there. Investigators found the stockpile of 150 homemade improvised explosive devices, pipe bombs, lethal and preloaded into an apparent wearable vest. Okay, so these are suicide bombers. Is that what this is? Like,
it sure
they're
sounds
making
like it.
explosives? Like, this is ISIS shit or legit terrorism? Like, people are killing, like, sacrificing themselves over this. I mean, I guess that's what, like, mass shooters do, and the bombs just do it even better.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out, like, if he had a plan, what he was going to do.
I wonder how he got caught. Hold on. Let me see if it's... Okay, I guess the investigation began in early 2023 after neighbors told authorities that he was stockpiling weapons and had lost 3 fingers on his right hand after losing 3 of his own fingers as a result of homemade explosive materials. Yeah. He made the apparent remarkable decision to keep an extraordinarily dangerous explosive material in the home's freezer next to food items that could be accessed by the entire family.
Wow. Interesting.
Wow. Okay.
Bang up job, buddy.
No pun intended. But a bum. Okay, I'm going to hell for sure now. Okay, so that's weird. Then we have bro in New Orleans driving a Ford Lightning. And this guy, which Trump immediately was on Truth Social telling untruths and saying that this man came from Mexico. And
so I heard that he was a Texan. Is that accurate?
Yep. And he was in the U.S. military. Like, he was
I see.
He was in the military for a long time. I read in an article that when they interviewed his, like, ex-wife's husband or something, he was saying that he's recently been reading and talking more about Islam, and so I had heard that there was an ISIS flag on the truck, but then some photos have it, some photos don't, so I don't know what is true and what is not, and I haven't had time to check. But yeah, 10 people, maybe 11 are dead, and 30 are pretty injured.
That's horrible.
So it wasn't an accident. And this man had rented this truck from an app called Turo. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think it's Turo. Yeah.
Turo. Okay.
It's like I say, it's like Airbnb for your car.
Right. And I have not ever done that before, but Lisa apparently has. But moving on to the similarities here. So this Tesla Cybertruck that blew up in front of a Trump tower in Las Vegas was also rented off that Turo app.
I
But
see.
so and that happened at 8:40 in the morning.
Hmm.
I don't but so I guess it was a rental, so
Hmm.
someone died inside of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, the driver's death. Authorities are investigating the incident, which is being treated as a possible terrorist attack. Initial reports suggest the explosion may have been triggered by fireworks. So I guess there were fireworks in the car,
Hmm.
which I
Wow.
guess it was New Year's, so I could maybe see it. But interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And then,
So the driver died in that one, but I think seven people were injured. Like
wow.
there are so many people walking around when you're in Vegas. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, at any given time, there's going to be a fair amount of people like right up in the vicinity. Hmm.
So I feel like we need to talk about what terrorism exactly is, and it's like to me terrorism is I don't feel safe anywhere. Like you're terrorizing me so I feel unsafe in places where I should feel safe. Nothing feels safe.
Yeah, I see it as like some kind of an action that someone takes to like get someone else to alter their behavior in whatever way because they're afraid.
Yeah, yeah. So I feel
Yeah.
like that's basically the same thing, but
Hmm.
different ways of saying it. But yeah, why are we letting like you were telling me about that book yesterday that you were are listening to on
Mm-hmm.
audiobook, and
Mm-hmm.
I what is the book called?
It is called The Changing World Order: Why Nations Succeed and Fail by Ray Dalio.
Now, what does Ray do? What is he
He
like?
is
What's
a
his credentials?
he is a hang on just a second. He is an American investor and hedge fund manager, and he started Bridgewater Associates in 1985. So he's a billionaire, but he's a person that, from what I've read, like of his books and his work and what I've seen him say, he's actually trying to make a positive difference in the world.
Well,
Yeah.
but what is he saying? Like that this is inevitable? Weren't you kind of?
Basically, and it's not just the U.S. he's talking about, but and I have a lot left to read, but he basically is going through cycles of world powers dating back, 1,500 years, and how like any given civilization kind of goes through a rise where they're gaining power, and then they become comfortable and living is really good, and then things start to decline and start to deteriorate. And just some of the characteristics of a deteriorating society is like, they have a lot of debt. If they have debt, can they print money? If they do print money, that devalues their currency. If they do, they have a lot of like wealth inequality in their nation. Is there political strife? What kind of leaders do they have? Anyway, it's like the way he describes things, which he's not, like I say in the book, he's not specifically describing the United States, although he does get to that. It's like, wow, we're at that point where countries tend to either have,
yeah,
they're going to have a civil war or they're going to have a revolution, but it doesn't usually carry on at that level for forever,
The pimple is popping.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
And roughly, it's roughly like 250 years.
I told you, we've talked about this.
Yeah. So we're, the tide rises and the tide falls back, and there's nothing you can do about that. It's just, there's not there's good things about certain phases too. And people live through these things and people survive. Some people don't, but but can you and I, Tina and Lisa, do anything about it? No, we can't.
I can worry.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to do anyways, because that's how my brain is.
That's how,
wired.
Yeah, it's not like you can tell yourself to quit worrying.
I love that. I love when men tell me that, actually.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about not thinking about it?
Nice. But I do think that we're, on the precipice of some major change one way or another.
Well, my thing is, like, I can't remember, I was listening to somebody talk about this. They were like, don't say that we're going back, because we're not. we have more rights, like, so we have to expect roadblocks and for people to fight it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to give up.
No, we're not.
So we make our community strong, and that's what we do.
Right.
But then you have these terrorism acts that are, yeah, how do you keep your community safe from that?
I don't think you can. I mean, I think you have
I
to
think that's the point of it.
develop a community where these things just don't happen, because there's no longer anything that, a person doesn't just wake
Nothing
up
is
one day
safe anymore.
and think, I'm going to blow something up. No. That's a decision that a person makes because I would assume they don't think they have any other option.
Well, they're getting radicalized, though.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So then ask why. Why are they radicalized? Well, what was it that made them feel that way? Why did that thing happen?
Made them feel othered and that they had to be accepted, and this is the group that accepted them.
Yeah.
And they're like, build bombs.
It's complicated, man. It's complicated.
I don't know. It seems kind of like, just don't fucking do that. But apparently it's not, so.
Speaking of that, don't do that. I saw a picture of Elon Musk walking around the New Year's Eve party last night with his, preschooler on his shoulders, which I thought was a little weird at a New Year's Eve party.
It's a little late for a child to be out, but you know why he be carrying that kid around on his shoulders, don't you?
Is he trying to be dad of the year?
That's exactly it. No, he's trying to not be assassinated like the CEO of United Healthcare.
Mm.
And he's using his child that he named X.
Yeah.
As a human shield, a pediatric human shield.
Pediatric shield, that's just terrible. Oh my god.
Because he can wear a bulletproof vest, but you can't cover your head.
Oh my god.
So you wear your kid on your shoulders.
I hope that's not true. I hope that's...
Have you seen his son? Have you seen his kids before this?
This one?
I mean, like, this
I've seen pictures of him, like, running around on the, running around. This child has been more visible than any of his other kids, that's for sure, that I've noticed over the last, 10 years.
Yeah, no, for sure. But, well, it's also because his ex, that Grimes girl.
Yeah. They're in a custody battle, aren't they?
Right, and so he's just doing...
Which, good luck to her, Can you imagine him with all the money he has to hire lawyers and stall, and that would be horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Ew. Ugh.
And what's the deal with...
thinking?
I know there is an item in the news about Germany accuses Elon Musk of foreign election interference against its upcoming election.
Oh, yeah.
What's up with that?
I mean, it seems kind of sus. Let's look.
Is this a Reuters article, I think? We were looking at?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. Okay. Musk has riled German politicians with support for AfD, which is the Nazi party in Germany. World's richest man said only AfD can save Germany. Government spokesperson suggests Musk's comments are nonsense. Let's see. Okay. The government, Jesus Christ. The German government accused U.S. billionaire Elon Musk on Monday of trying to influence its election due in February with articles supporting the far-right Alternative for Germany party, even though it suggested they amounted to nonsense. Musk, who is set to serve Donald Trump's new administration as an outside advisor, endorsed the AfD as Germany's last hope in a guest opinion piece for the Welt am Sonntag newspaper that prompted the commentary editor to resign in protest. Let's see. It is indeed the case that Elon Musk is trying to influence the federal election with X posts and the opinion piece, a German government spokesperson said. Musk is free to express his opinion, the spokesperson said, adding, after all, freedom of opinion also covers the greatest nonsense. Musk, the world's richest person, has defended his right to weigh in on German politics because of his significant investments and his and has praised the AFD's approach to regulation, taxes, and market deregulation. Yeah.
Well, I guess if there's something happening in this country and there's a sting operation or, whatever's happening or not, I guess we're running out of time for that to be, become apparent to us. So I guess we'll find out soon.
Yeah, I know. The pimple is just like, it's just throbbing for a pop. That was gross. Sorry. Well, let's see. Did we ever talk about the sanctions that our treasury put?
No, I don't think we did. Do tell.
Okay, so this is a press release from the U.S. Department of Treasury. Treasury sanctions entities in Iran and Russia that attempted to interfere in the U.S. 2024 election. I mean, that seems kind of official. This was yesterday. Today, the Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control is designating a subordinate organization of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Oh, wow. That sounds maybe like the guy in New Orleans, maybe? Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Generalized, just connecting dots here. And a Moscow-based affiliate organization of the Russian Main Intelligence Directorate and its director, pursuant of Executive Order 13848.
13848?
Okay, so we talked about that in a previous one. The U.S. Election Interference Authority, which, remember, Trump made this initial executive order and Biden just re-signed it back in September.
Right.
These actors aimed to stoke socio-political tensions and influence the U.S. electorate during the 2024 U.S. election. Today's actions build on sanctions previously imposed on those two groups and their numerous subordinate and proxy organizations pursuant to several authorities targeting the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction and malicious cyber-enabled activities. The governments of Iran and Russia have targeted our election processes and institutions and sought to divide the American people through targeted disinformation campaigns, said acting Undersecretary of the Treasury for Terrorism and Financial Intelligence Bradley T. Smith. The United States will remain vigilant against adversaries who would undermine our democracy. Okay, that's exactly what we were fucking talking about. That's like, why are we not freaking out about this more? Doesn't that sound like a big deal?
I mean, it sounds like it could be, but, I feel like we don't have enough connecting information yet.
I mean, I feel like shit's going. I forgot.
What?
Okay, I did not put it in the notes, but Trump was posting on Truth Social. He's doing a rally now on January 19th.
Oh?
So, what's this motherfucker? He's got 19 days?
Yeah.
And they're building bombs in Virginia, using Biden as the shoot. What the fuck is going on?
Dude, I don't know.
2025 is coming in hot.
I feel like, the only thing I'm sure about is that we're going to have plenty to talk about over the next few weeks, months, years. There's going to be a lot.
So many pimples. We're going through puberty.
So many.
I'm going to have to look into this. We're not doing it on the 6th anymore. We're really going to throw him off and do it on the 19th. I think he knows he's in fucking trouble.
I'm trying not to get my hopes up.
Oh, and then I also saw that all of these Republican senators are like, we need to ram through all of Trump's security nominees for the cabinet because of all these terrorism things that are happening, and we need to get them through. And I'm like, oh, Tulsi Gabbard makes me feel so fucking safe.
Yeah, that's going to be a disaster. Again, as we've talked about, if your goal is to destroy the institution, we're right on target. What were you going to say?
Okay, I wanted to talk about a situation that happened to me the other day. I had a couple people in my life ask me if I was excited about overtime, no tax on overtime, starting in 2025. So they're real excited about this because it's almost 2025 when we
Mm-hmm.
have this conversation. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And so I'm trying to like act interested to see if there's any legitimacy behind this. And they're like, yeah, 2025. And I'm like, okay, so is this like the beginning? When does this happen? Is there legislation? Because I read a lot about this stuff, not seeing anything. So Google it right then.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that is popping up is, of course, Trump said it one time at a fucking rally in September. Like, but that's it. And then I'm looking right next to it that there's an article about Project 2025 and there being no more fucking overtime. So I'm like, okay, guys, actually, you're not going to get tax on your overtime because you will not be getting overtime anymore. Okay? That's what that is, just so you know.
And that's because they're averaging it out over a month, right? Instead of like per week.
Yeah, like as a total.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
they're
if you had,
also, I feel like they're making the week long. Like, yeah, I'll have to totally check again, but it was making it like, so it was really hard to get overtime.
yeah,
And they want to get rid of the unions. But so I want to know. So I'm like, okay, is this what you're talking about? And they're like, oh, I don't know. It's something. I know it's happening. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll keep looking. So
yeah,
again, I look and I don't find anything because it's not real.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
I don't want to let it go because I'm like that. And so I'm texting my coworker, like, can you send me some articles? Left me unread.
Right. Yeah, and if that's true and what you're saying is wrong, we want to know that, right? We want to be accurate.
Yeah, like feed
We're
me a
not
crumb. I don't want to be angry all the time.
yeah, we're not here to like
Feed me a crumb. I'm a peasant.
distribute information that's clearly not right. That's not why we're here.
Um, like that'd be really cool. But
Yeah.
so all these people are thinking that they're like, what do they just stop taking it out of your check? Or like what? Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was interesting. But I want to end this episode with what are your intentions for 2025? Any mottos you're going by?
Survive the year.
Aw, come on. Put a little like sarcastic positivity on there.
I want to
Come
I
on,
want a
we're gonna be
t-shirt
like,
that said you know, something about the revolution and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. We
yeah,
went to the
that's
revolution.
good.
Yeah.
I need that sweatshirt that says, "Don't ask me how I am. I know too much," and it has that little rainbow star. Um. Oh, well, my new motto, I've decided. I posted it on my Facebook if you guys follow me there. But new year, new me, but worse.
Yeah. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I'm just going to buckle up and try to hang on this year.
Yeah, it should be very fucking interesting. But I know that we're going to be on the right side of things, and our friends and family are going to be inspired because we're going to lead, and be the example, and we're going to help, and we're going to build our communities up, and we're going to educate people because there's going to be a lot of people coming up, I do believe, that are going to be realizing they were duped,
Yeah, there's
and
going
they're
to
going
be
to be
some
mad.
they're going to be angry and embarrassed and, frustrated and disheartened.
And I'm gonna be like, huh, I fucking
You're
told. No, I'm not.
you're
I'm
going to
not gonna
have
do
to
that. I'm
decide.
not.
That's a decision we should make ahead of time is if we're going to indulge in I've effing told you so or not.
It might be like person by person for me. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
No, if they legitimately are like, because there's some people that are going to be like legitimately heartbroken. And then there's
Yeah.
going to be the other people that were like, he ain't racist enough for me now. He's letting the Indians in with the H-1B visas. Okay.
Mm-hmm,
We said whites only.
Yeah.
You can't trust the orange guy. Yeah. So there'll be different types. So that will decide what my rebuttal will be.
That'll make a
But
difference.
if someone is legitimately like, I'm sorry, thank you for letting me know that you're a little.
Okay. Well, everybody, thanks for kicking off the new year with us. We're glad you're here, and we'll keep talking stuff up and down and sideways here on the pod.
Hopefully,
and again, you're
no
listening.
more terrorism attacks.
No more of that. All right,
Yeah.
This is the While We Still Can podcast. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.